You are on stream.
Okay. No, why is it saying go? Oh my god. Okay, I don't know why my thing keeps going. I should just be very careful. If the timer fucks up, the timer fucks up. That's not on me. I don't know why it just randomly go. Okay. Oh my god, stop saying go. I don't know why it keeps going. There must be another button I accidentally set it to. Okay. This is Whispering Willows. I'm just gonna go. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that time was actually legit. Okay. So, Whispering Willows is a indie horror game, and what makes it truly terrible is that it is a horror game that is not scary. So, Whispering Willows is about this girl who goes to a mansion that her dad works at. It's like a mansion, but it's also a graveyard, I think. And he's gone missing. So you play as Evelyn? I don't know what her name is. I don't really care. And you have to go looking for her. So, oh, and I didn't have an emote that I wanted to spam, but now that I've thought about it, every time we see a ghost, everyone spam Monk S in the chat. There's gonna be quite a few ghosts here, and they're not really scary, but just feel free to type Monk S. Okay, here we got a switch. We're gonna flip this up. This is the general gameplay. You just turn into a ghost, you interact with a basic thing, you walk through a door, you move forward. Pretty much all the difficulty from this game, at least in terms of speedrunning, is just figuring out where you have to go. Because of the way these doors work, you pretty much get lost pretty easily. I'm trying to remember where I had to go. I think I had to go over here. Yeah, and then I have to go up this ladder. I have notes I had written down so I don't forget where to go. And then I have to, yeah, right up here. You just fit in through small little cracks.
Are there any glitches that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of.
So just kind of finishing the game as fast as you can.
Yeah, pretty much. Just grab that key, then we have to go back down. It's all just about, like, making sure you don't forget where to go. You'd be surprised. I mean, I've only ran this game, like, a dozen times, maybe, but I'm constantly forgetting where it is that I have to go. Because in a lot of these areas, everything looks the same. Particularly in the garden. I'll point that out later. But in the garden, I'm just constantly getting lost. Oh, I went a little too far. I could have, I messed up here already. I don't need to walk this far forward. You just need to flip that switch. And I could have pressed Q and just gone all the way back, but I walked a bit too far, so I'm probably going to lose a bit of time off that. I don't know how far the ghost can go. My little necklace thing is glowing red. I'll explain that later, but there's basically monsters that you can detect. That one's in a cage, though, so it can't hurt us. So we'll just deal with that later. They can attack us later on, but as of right now, when it's in the cage, it can't hurt you. Although there is one of the few scary parts coming up here in a second, I guess, is
oh no,
as scary as it can possibly get. This yeah, it's an indie horror game that is not scary at all. So here we grab this crescent key or crescent.
Larry wants to know, how did you find this game?
I think it's one of the many games. Uh-oh, Monk S, Scary Ghost. It's one of the games I think I just got for free somehow, doing something. I have tons, like I have a 300 game library on Steam, and half of it I think I got for free just from random places, you know. They say, hey, claim free game, and I just take it. And then this game was really short, so I just played this. So that's literally all it is. I think even casually you can beat this game in like 3 hours, so it's not a long game by any means. I beat it in like one day. I played it, I went to eat because I was hungry, and I came back and I beat it. It's a really easy game. But yeah, we just ran away from that ghost. I don't know who he is. He's not a character. He's just some loser ghost. And then we used the crescent key to escape the catacombs. Yay! Clap. Then gotta go here. Oh wait, I already messed up again. I forgot I have to claim the bucket. Get the bucket. Okay. We're gonna get this bucket, and we're gonna use it by the end of this chapter that we're currently in, although it's not too important right now. Gonna go through here to the back of the house, and then over in this shed there's a shovel that we need to grab. We're gonna grab the shovel. It's a rusty shovel. It could be silver. Does silver rust?
It might have been silver at one point.
Yeah. And then I need to go to the front of the house. Do I remember where the front of the house is? It's one of these places. This is not the front of the house. I'm forgetting where to go. I've practiced this, but okay, yeah, it's right here. It's right here. We're good. Okay, yeah. Okay, there's a door. There's a ghost guy right here. Every time the necklace glows, there's a ghost around me. That's just like an indication to talk to someone. I'm not gonna talk to that guy just yet. I have to give him something, but you don't have to talk to him first, so I'm just gonna ignore him for now, as you should do with all ghosts. And then we got another crack that we can go through up here. Just move stuff out of the way. And yep, open it.
What console was this originally released for?
That's a great question, Corey. This was actually first released on the very famous and very well-known Ouya console back in 2014. Yeah.
You know it's good then.
Yeah, I already went the wrong way again.
So it spent some time as an Ouya exclusive?
Yes, I believe for like 4 or 5 months it was an Ouya exclusive. So that's truly an indication of the quality of this game. Okay, so I moved that thing. Now I can go into this little crawl space, and I have to pick up the music sheet that one ghost wants. So I give that ghost the music sheet. He plays a song. It opens a corridor. We go into the corridor, and we get scared. So the guy we talked to at the beginning of the game, his name's Flying Hawk. To try and explain some of the plot to this game, as much as I remember it, because I don't remember it a lot, because it's not very good, but this mansion was built around, I think there were some natives, and the rich guy, who's named Wortham, I don't know, I guess he had a bit of a gamer moment, and he got mad and killed all the natives for some reason. I can't remember why. But all the natives are dead, and then he killed all of his the people that worked for him or something. I can't exactly remember why. He just like got really mad at everyone. And so the guy in the beginning is the leader who showed us how to use our ghost powers, and we're right now in this chapter trying to find his body basically, and he believes his body is down here. And we're about to get debated because his body is not actually down here. Instead, we're gonna get spooked. So he says, no, this isn't right, get out. And yeah. Instead, there's a bunch of other dead people down here. And we just slowly walk out as a bunch of hands pop out of the ground because that's what everybody would do.
You'd think they'd be able to grab her.
Yeah. So he's like, oops, my bad, wrong place. Try this other place. And so we're gonna go back outside, and there's a well we have to go to. If I remember correctly, it's to the back of the house over here. And this is where the bucket comes into place. So we just run over to the other side, and there's a ghost right there. We're gonna ignore him too. And right here, there's the well. We're just gonna toss ourselves in there. And we're gonna go down this hole where we belong.
Alright. Whenever you're ready, we have a few donations.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. We're just gonna return this guy's spirit.
We got $12 from Billy Snyder, who says, figured I may as well double it. That I assume is from the deaths from the Sega Sonic run. $20 from someone named I fucking love Corey in the house.
Woo.
Comment, save the balls. And then $20 more from Willie with the comment, gotta go fast.
Wheat.
And with that, we have sailed past 142069, so 1500, I guess, for the next goal.
Is this the best Trashathon yet?
It's long ago on day two, surpassed all other Trashathons combined, so it is in fact the best.
Sweet. So we just found this other ghost. This is the beginning of chapter 2. Chapter 2 is by far the longest chapter in the game. I believe it's in the speed game. It's pretty much half the game. Yeah, it's about a 40-minute speed run, and I think this chapter takes up about 15-20 minutes of that. That guy is I think he's like the head butler or the right-hand man to Wortham, who owns the mansion, or owned, when he was alive. He died. I think he is a bad guy too, because Wortham told him to kill a bunch of the natives as well. So essentially this entire chapter is trying to this guy's like finding forgiveness for killing all the people or something, so we just got to do a bunch of nice stuff, and let go of that. And we gotta get ourselves the trophy key over here. Oh my god, go through the hole.
Lariat in chat asks, what made you pick this game to showcase for Trashathon?
It's bad, or appropriately putting it, it's trashy. It's just a pretty bad game. It's I'll say it and I'll say it again. It's an indie, it's a horror game that isn't scary, and also it's just a bunch of puzzles and stuff. It's super short. There's nothing fun about this game, but damn if it isn't good for Trashathon. It's very Trashathon appropriate. It's also got a bunch of outdated memes for references. We said before that there was it was originally released on the Ouya. It was an Ouya exclusive for a while. There's an Ouya reference, there's a Dark Souls reference, or I guess reference Easter egg, whichever one. There's what did the fox say, which is a super outdated meme. So
oh, classic.
Yeah. I think there's a few other outdated memes that are in this one, but those are just the ones I remember. So here we have the letter. We have to give this to one of the women that we walked past, the women ghosts. Okay, so here we're actually going to see the first of the enemies. You can see that thing's crawling around. We can only see it under a few conditions. Most of the time it's invisible. You can only see it either under sunlight, there's steam, and there's water. It won't actually come for us, so I can just sneak up behind it. And I can hear it that it's crawling back into its hole, so I'm just going to walk right past it. And the only other time you can see it is if you're in a ghost form. So other than that, it's pretty much always invisible. I can hear it crawling in a hole, though, so it's totally fine. It's a pretty weak enemy, so it does kill you on a hit, though, so you just have to make sure you don't touch it. Just sneak up behind it, and it will never bother you. So right here is the woman. She says to meet in the tool shed at 4 o'clock. So the tool shed where we found the shovel, we're going to go back there and we're going to manipulate time itself. And by manipulate time itself, I mean we're going to move a grandfather clock a bit. And then we are going to meet a certain someone. I would honestly say the only redeeming factor about this game is that the animation is all hand drawn, and the animation when you're have flowing hair is pretty good with the ghost. You can see, I think it's actually a pretty good animation. Other than that, I'd honestly say everything is pretty bad. But that is the one redeeming factor. Okay, so we talked to this guy who has a noose on him, and he's got a bloody key. And we have to go back into the catacombs where there was previously a locked room. And this locked room will contain a piece of cloth that is covered in blood. And I don't understand this part of the game, but we give it to the butler guy, and he's like all appreciative about it or something. I don't understand why. It doesn't really make sense. I think it's like we're proving something to him, but I can't remember what. Not that it really matters.
Maybe he just really needed to blow his nose.
Yeah. He just
Or
really
wipe
needed
his
that
butt.
bloody. The bloody cloth would be really good for that. I just realized I went the wrong way again. Ugh. My bad.
Reset.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised the timer hasn't messed up again, because before it just kept automatically going. Oh, I'm going the wrong way again. And now, I guess I did accidentally bind it to another key, and it kept going off. So we're gonna go back to the butler and show him this. And he's gonna give us one more task. And we have to go to, I previously said this, the most annoying area in the game is the garden, because it's a giant maze. Everything looks the same. It sucks. Luckily, I have notes here of everything I need to do and where I need to go, because otherwise I would keep forgetting. Okay, so it's just over here. We're just gonna show
It
him
says
this.
that the scariest thing about this game is that it's currently $10 on Steam.
Yeah, definitely. I think I got it for free, so I definitely would not pay for something like this. So he wants us to go talk to the little girl in front of the garden. I'm always confused. He says little girl. She does not, I don't know if it's just because she's a ghost and she's decaying, but she does not look like a little girl at all. Like, you guys tell me. I think she looks like an old lady. This is the person. Skyflower. She looks like an old lady to me. She doesn't look like a little girl. I don't know. Okay, just gotta make sure I pay attention to my notes for this so I don't get lost. That's a little girl? I don't know. She looks older than my character does. Okay, so I need to go pick up the first flower past the crawl space. So here's the crawl space. There's a flower. There, she wants to pick us up a bouquet of flowers. We give it to her. She's all happy. She goes and forgives the guy. And then, yeah. First gate to the left, and then I have to go to the first gate to the left again.
Yeah, I definitely see how it's easy to get lost here.
Yeah, everything looks the same. All the doors, all the hedges. I have to go to the second gate to the right. Grab key, exit, and then go back to the left entrance. Go all the way back here. And then we have to open this gate. Open the gate, second gate to the left. I think that's, please tell me it's this one. Okay, it should be here. Yeah. The flower is just past here. I realized I should have pulled up the Trashathon stream. I'm currently looking at my OBS to make sure everything's running fine, but I want to see that that border that I made. Okay, exit and then go past the right gate and we find the ghost dog. It's right over here. Where half the dog is missing.
So it looks like the ghost might have kidnapped the border.
Oh. Was the border not there?
It is not.
Oh, boo. That's what a ghost would say. Okay, through here. And the dog is going to lead us right here where he's going to claw away at these vines. Talk to the dog. And we can finally get through the crawl space and get the last flower. There's a bunch of people hiding in the garden. We're not talking to any of them because they're not important. They don't need items. So we're going to get the last flower here. And then we've triggered the garden to be angry. So the garden's going to try and kill us now, except they forgot to make the garden actually scary because you can literally just run past everything and they'll never hurt you, which I will show off in a minute. If they would even bother attacking me.
Wow, now that's scary.
I did grab the flower, didn't I? Because they should be attacking me. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, that's going to be dumb. Yeah, the leaves are falling, which seems to indicate that I did it properly. I'll have to talk to her. If I talk to her, it'll tell me if I did it right. Okay, yeah, I did it right. I don't know why. None of the trees came and attacked me. That was weird. Okay, so we're just gonna go back to the butler. And the girl is gonna meet us there. With Mr. Butler Man, and he will open up the elevator for us.
The ghost brought the border back.
Pog. Pog you in the chat. Okay, she's gone. And now we just talk to him, and he's like, oh, yeah, you know, I killed all these people, but they said it's okay, so it's okay. And then he teleports, and he lets me use the elevator. And she's like, see ya, bitch. And we go use the elevator. And that's the end of chapter 2. That's basically half the game right there. And then there's Wortham's Woman. This is a pretty short chapter. Both 3 and 4 are pretty short chapters in general. But yeah, chapter 2 is like half the game. Bathroom, stairs. Then we gotta talk to this woman who says that she's Wortham's woman, even though I'm pretty sure the woman before was also Wortham's woman. So like, I think he's got 2 women, and then at the end of the game, there's like a 3rd woman. So I'm thinking in the end that Wortham was really just like huge Chad, and he was like pulling all the bitches.
That's what's up.
Oh, whoops! I wasn't supposed to go ghost form there. Yeah, we got the border out now. I'm trying to remember everything I put on there. I put a generic cartoon ghost on there. I put, what was it, Boo from Mario.
Yep.
There's Danny Phantom. Technically not a ghost, but close enough. There's a generic ghost from Scooby-Doo. And then, oh, I just walked past the door by accident. We can unlock this door and then go to the front of the house. There's the generic Scooby-Doo ghost. There's the hash-slinging slasher from SpongeBob. That was Corey's recommendation that I put in. Oh, Space Ghost is also in there. And then we have the 4 Pac-Man ghosts. Inky, Blinky, Patrick Swayze, and Clyde. The 4 most iconic enemies in video games. Okay, so we got
That's the truth.
So we got the knife, so now we can cut out these vines covering the conservatory. That woman that we were talking to before was looking for a love letter from Mr. Wortham. So here we're just going to cause destruction of property, and we're going to get this little key. And then we're going to use that key to open this door.
I like how she dramatically pulled it to the edge, but not all the way off, so it could just like hang there for a second.
Very dramatic, very tense. The most tense moment in this game, truly. Oh, I'm not going the right way. Whoopsies. So we got the love letter, and it said on the love letter you can still smell her perfume. That must be some sick perfume, because that letter has probably been there for 100 years untouched, and you can still smell her on it, or smell her perfume. That's gotta be some amazing high quality shit. And then we gotta go upstairs and give her the letter. And I'm just gonna ghost my way all the way over there. I guess private property. I don't know. I guess it's legally in a gray zone because technically the guy who owns it is dead. But beats me. I'm not a lawyer. All I did was destroy some vase. Okay, so it says go to wine cellar. So now we can read ghost writing, apparently. And it says go to the wine cellar, which is just this ladder down here, and there's a code that I'm supposed to input. Unfortunately, every time you come down here, there's this little message that comes up every single time. It's a real pain because I can't see what I'm putting in. So it's 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the door opens. And then we're here, and there's more spooky crawly things. Not skeletons, what am I saying? They're like little gray scorpions or whatever. So I gotta wait for this guy to move past, so I'm just gonna use ghost form to see where he's going, so I don't accidentally walk into him. I gotta wait for him to walk all the way back. Very, very Monka-esque. This is a very tense moment in the game. This is truly peak horror. And he crawled away, so I'm just gonna walk past. And now we're in just a different part of the house, apparently. Oddly complicated way to just go back into the same house you were already in. Oops. So we're about to encounter Mr. Wortham himself in a moment.
The puzzles in this game don't seem too difficult.
Yes, honestly, the last chapter has the best puzzles, but yeah, the puzzles are it's kind of just like finding stuff, like finding the bucket and figuring out you have to put it with the well, and you know, figuring out you can cut the vines in front of the observatory with the butter knife or whatever knife it was that was covered in blood. It's just figuring out where you have to go and what items you have to use, really.
They use the repetitive backgrounds as kind of a difficulty, so you get lost super often.
Yeah, so here we found the father, and he's being controlled by Wortham, or brainwashed or something. And I'm just gonna skip the cutscene. I didn't get to show it because obviously speed, but Wortham just threw us out a window. I don't know how ghosts do that, but yeah, we just got thrown out a window, and now we can't turn into a ghost ourselves. So, and now I just picked up the telescope filter, and we are gonna go all the way over to the observatory. Or, well, I guess this is the observatory. We're gonna go to the telescope room. That's what I'll call it. Here's the telescope room. And I think this, if you, because we can't turn into a ghost anymore, we can't do it, because the code is 245, and then that opens. If you still ghost, there's a thing where you have to go back here, and you can, like, look at the wall, and there's an Ouya reference here, where there's just the Ouya symbol on the wall. Definitely a terrible reference to have, or an Easter egg, I guess. But we can't do that right now, and I'm not bothering to do that. Because, yeah, we lost our ghost form, so feels bad, but who cares? That's also a symbol thing. Here is where we're going to encounter those scorpion things again, and you can see them just barely through the steam. And we just have to inch our way across, make sure he doesn't drop down and kill us. And, okay, I'm good to go. And now we're back inside the house. Yeah, the Ouya itself is a ghost. It's a ghost of its... Well, I would say former self, but its former self wasn't all that great anyways.
It was a ghost the day it was released.
Mm-hmm. So here we're just going to encounter more of these scorpion things. I think this part's kind of random. I don't know, like, where... Okay, there it is. And just, if I go on the ladder, it won't attack me. So I can just barely see it through the rain. I'm just going to climb up and slowly inch my way through as it tries to... As I try to not get myself killed.
How does it attack you if it's on the ceiling?
It just drops down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, every time
But
it
only
attacks
if you're
you...
in front of it, probably?
Yeah, you have to be underneath it. I'm just behind it. It won't, like, chase you at all, so... I don't know if that sound is the water or if it's the thing crawling around. Okay, I think I almost died there, but I'm pretty good. It's always invisible, so there isn't an animation for it killing you. You kind of just die. Okay, here's one of the actually half-decent puzzles in the game. Is you have to move these statues according to the painting that's behind them. So here you see there's a telescope. You just got to move the sword roughly in the direction of the telescope, and it goes, opens the door. Same thing here. Door opens, and then we have to carry this mace up to the guy up there, and he will give him the mace, and then we just have to move his hand with the gun painting up there. This is probably the only half-decent Easter egg in the game. Or, not Easter egg, puzzle in the game. Every other puzzle is pretty bad. The telescope thing's okay. Because it basically
At least it seems like they tried.
Yeah. And then we're back to where we were just a minute ago. We're about to go and fight Wortham again, and we're going to hope that this time he doesn't toss us out a window. And here we're trying to reason with Wortham. And this is basically the end of the game. There is still a bit more gameplay that you have to do, but it's mostly just watching cutscenes. So this is also Wortham's woman. But this is like the third woman we've encountered, so I don't know which one is actually his woman. I'll just explain what's going on. Corey, do you have anything you want to say before I explain this?
Wortham gets around.
Yeah, Wortham does get around indeed.
That's it.
That's just how life is like when you're a rich man in the, I don't know, 1900s, I think. So basically, they're all arguing about something, I don't know, she's being stupid and he's getting all angry. And this is a memory of his, and we're fixing the whole argument by closing a cabinet door. Yes, really. We are solving their decade-old argument by closing a cabinet door, which gives her time to say, I'm pregnant. And then he's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have killed her.
Oh. That's something, all right.
Yeah. And here we're with that butler guy that we were helping in Chapter 2. He's a huge drunk, and Wortham tries to kill him by poisoning his drink. Wortham just thinks he's lazy and whatnot, and he just doesn't deserve to live or something like that. And we have a brilliant strategy to save his life, which is that we are going to spill his drink. And this causes an argument between them where Ortham accuses him. He just says, oh, you're an idiot and a drunk. And he's like, oh, yeah, you know what? I am actually a total idiot. And I'm going to change my life around. You're a great friend. You know that? This is actually what's happening. I'm not making this up. This is actually what's taking place. I'm just skipping through all the dialogue and I'm just summarizing it for you. Desperate Housewife probably does have better acting. And then we're at the last one where Wortham is here with, what's his name again? Flying Hawk? Yeah, Flying Hawk. Where he goes to him and he's like, hey, dude, I like accidentally killed my wife, and I hear you're like really good with ghosts and stuff, so could you help me visit my wife as a ghost? And he's like, yeah, no problem, dude. And they both turn into ghosts. And they're like, oh, we're gonna summon your wife. And then it's like, oh no, evil spirit's coming through and it's gonna blow out all the candles. And his wife is evil, as you can see, because she's red. Very manga-esque. And I just skipped that cutscene, but Ortham basically tries to strangle Flying Hawk to death. And so we are going to save Flying Hawk's life, except not actually, because this is all just a memory, by turning the candles back on. Because that's what heroes do. But yeah, 90% of this, like, couple minutes of the ending is literally just flipping through dialogue, and then you do like one thing, or in this case 3 things. You turn on a couple candles.
Whoa.
Oh, come on, turn the candle on. And there we go. And now his wife is not evil anymore. She is nice and kind. And as you can see, this also isn't the same woman again. This is a completely different woman, clearly. If you remember from 2 cutscenes ago, that she looked completely different. So yeah, Wortham gets around a lot, as Corey said, right, Corey?
Right. And she was evil, and then he apologized, and now she's not evil, even though he still murdered her?
Yeah, exactly. That's like what they teach you in kindergarten. If you say you're sorry, it's all okay. So we're just flipping through this stuff. And time. Success! Ooh. And that was Whispering Willows, the scariest game ever made.
New world record?
Yes, technically new world record. Although I did do a time earlier, or I practiced earlier today, was a bit quicker. But let's pretend that didn't happen, so that we can say, oh, world record, Pog you.
World record, Pog you.
Gold split, trash gold. And yeah, that's Whispering Willows. So thank you for having me, Trashathon. Donate to testicular cancer, and just remember that if you kill your wife, you can just say, my bad, and it's all good.
Great, we learned a lesson after that the whole time.
Indeed.
Well, I think we all learned something about ourselves by watching this run, and the Ouya, possibly.
Yes, we all learned Ouya is terrible.
Next time you should run it on Ouya.
I should. If you can even find one anymore.
Well, we were happy to have you on. Definitely a run-worthy marathon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. You got world record after all.
World record. Woo.
Yay!